What up, everyone? Welcome to the G-Lew Show. After Hours Live, this is Changing the Game with G-Lew and the beautiful Deandra Chanel. Sorry for the late start, people. We had a couple of technical difficulties trying to get some things situated, but it's all good. We are here now. Back once again, I am G-Lew. I am joined by the beautiful Deandra Chanel. There she is there.
Hello.
What's up, Deandra?
How's it going?
It's all good. How are you?
Good. You're having a little bit of trouble with your camera. It looks like you're a little muzzled.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, see, told you we got issues tonight, people. I don't know what's going on.
We're good. I just want to make sure that you know that.
Hold on. Don't worry about nothing. Just go ahead and continue. We got the homeboy here as well. We got a special guest tonight. Why don't you go ahead and tell them what's going on tonight, Deandra?
So tonight we have this amazing rapper by the name of SSkeme out of South Central Los Angeles. So I wanted to go ahead and introduce him so you guys can have the pleasure of hearing some of his music throughout the show, and you guys can get to know a little bit more about him. So let's go ahead and bring him in.
Homie SSkeme, he is here.
Hello.
How y'all doing? I appreciate you guys for having me.
What's up, my boy? How you doing, homie?
I'm just hanging out like stripper titties, man. I appreciate you guys for having me, man.
Like stripper titties. That's right.
I feel like I'm going to love this interview.
We got the homie SSkeme, Double S, Westmont, live in the building, South Central's finest.
Hey, I like to think I'm South Central something. I'm out here doing something. Hey, I appreciate you guys for having me. First and foremost, though, I really appreciate that, man. I know I suck at it. I was asking Deandra a bunch of questions because I just wanted, I suck at the technical stuff. Usually the interviews, I'm like, I could go do the in-person stuff because that's what I'm best at. But when she said something about technology, I started panicking.
You're good. So let us know who SSkeme is for those of us who don't know.
I mean, I'm just an artist. I'm trying to do some stuff out here for music and for the people out here, for the love of hip hop. And I'm from South Central LA, specifically a district called Westmont. It's right here, kind of right in between Watts and Inglewood, and right on the other side of Gardena. So it's toward that area of South Central. And I'm just trying to make sure we do something to provide a different platform, a different pathway. And there's no better way than to show people, than to tell people about it than to show them,
Yeah.
That's right.
So how long have you been in the industry?
The industry being, the small circle of the music right here with the Hispanic culture, I would say about 2 years now.
Okay. And prior to that, what realm were you dabbling in?
What was I doing before that?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I was in and out of jail and prison, like the burger stand and the murder plan, in and out.
Oh, all right. Oh,
yeah.
So you just music as a whole.
Excuse me?
I was trying to figure out what G-Lew was saying.
No, I was laughing at you. You said, "Oh, okay." You were like, he said, "I've been in jail, prison." She was like, "Oh, okay."
I thought that question was gonna go somewhere.
Hey, she's like, "Who's this? Who's this guy right here?" Oh, yeah. This motherfucker. Hey, she's like, "This guy looks like Kershaw." Huh? Like,
right. She's like, "Oh, okay."
Nah, I was actually, I just look like this, Deandra. Nah, I'm from like the ages of 17 to 25. I was, doing some different stuff in my life, and yeah.
No, I thought that question was gonna take a whole other turn. I thought you were gonna tell me I was in this genre of music. I was working with these people.
Nah, I didn't even see myself doing music. I was in prison. I was trying to figure out how to make it happen in there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So what inspires the type of music that you rap about?
Mostly just the truth of what I've seen. I believe in only what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
I obviously, like in some of my songs, I tell stories of from a different perspective, but it's also people that I've seen growing up or been personally involved with. So I think there's some truth to it, except for when we're talking about all the bad stuff, for everybody else.
There's no truth to that, huh?
Yeah, allegedly.
We're not incriminating ourselves. Not at all.
I don't deny that without the presence of my attorney.
So you had recently we had on one of your counterparts, Lizzie G,
Oh
and
yeah.
you had a song that you did with her that I absolutely love. Tell us about that song and
Oh,
how that song came
I
about.
mean, I'm so glad. You know what? And shout out to Lizzie G because I know it was because of her why I'm even doing this interview. So I appreciate her, and I really appreciated her from the jump because I had heard another song from her prior to the Faces, because you know the song that me and her made was a remix. So I
Hmm.
had heard a different song from her, and I really wanted to collaborate with her ever since I heard that song. And
Hmm.
I had tried to work on some stuff. I even had took the song and try to sample it and flip it with my producer. But I didn't know if she was gonna respect that, because some artists just don't really appreciate that. So I kind of just didn't follow that through with that. But then she dropped the song "Faces," her original version, and
Yeah,
as soon as I heard that, I knew why the first project didn't happen. It happens for a reason that I didn't
yeah,
do it. So so as soon as I heard "Faces," I'm like, oh, I gotta present something for this to her. But before I even did that, I had messaged her and I asked her about it. Like, hey, do you mind if I remix this song? Because I didn't know if she was, behind the production or who engineered the song, what was even happening with the actual song. So I wanted to make sure that I covered the bases, at least to respecting the artist, to ask them that. And to much of my surprise, she responded. Um, she responded to me. She told me that it was okay to do it. And then I think she kind of just forgot about it up until the moment where my homegirl Ruby from Hood Soul. She has her own company, Hood Soul, man. Shout out to her. She wanted to work with me. This was like about 4 months or 3 months later, right around the same time frame. She wanted to work with me on a song, and I told her that I wanted to do a song with Lizzie G and to remix it. And I feel like could bring exactly what we needed as far as what she wanted from the song. So she was the reason that happened too. So shout out to Ruby from Hood Soul. And
My
just because I got ADHD, so you're gonna have to stop me because I will keep talking about
Oh, you're
everything in
good,
my
bro.
life.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go
So,
ahead.
so what happened is that basically they put that song together, and when Lizzie G came to actually sit down and we talked about the negotiations for, how it was gonna happen, it was ever since that moment I feel like it was just gonna be a great project, all in all. And sure enough, we shot the video. I feel like cause I direct all the videos that I do, as you can see. Some of them look a little bit lower budget, but it's what we work with what we got over here. And I'm over
no,
here.
they're good to me. The ones
So,
that I've seen, they're pretty dope.
yeah, I be on my Scheme and Spielberg shit over here. People be getting mad because I'm not gonna lie, I be screaming at the homies. I expect these people to act like Denzel Washington and Brad Pitt. I gotta remember
No,
that the
bro.
homies out there.
So who are some of the collaborations that you had that you're most proud of?
I think as far as all in all, I just as far as the project, I think Faces for sure is one of them. Um, I love everything that I really got with the homeboy Psycho, man. That's my dog. That's my
Yeah.
homeboy, man. I love everything I got with him. Not only just because it's my homeboy, but I just feel like me and him, the dynamics that he brings to the table, and then what I bring to the table, just all in all ends up being a good song. From my perspective, obviously, I might be a little bit biased because I'm on the song, but I like working with him. I always like working with him, and I got some collaborations that I've done that I feel like need to be um, kind of respected as far as just from my point of view and everybody that's seen me grow as an artist, as far as my homies and stuff over here and people that
Yeah.
have been following the music from the beginning. Like I just recently did the cipher with the Coyotes and my boy
That
Hazard
was
and
dope.
Young Greedy.
That
And
was
I feel
dope.
like,
That was
yeah,
dope.
I appreciate that, man. And I feel like that was a big contribution to our side of hip hop. And when I say our side, it's not necessarily just even categorizing us just from LA, dude. Just our as Hispanics right there from that side. And I wanted to make sure that we showcased what we had to offer. People kept asking me if I was gonna just continuously keep doing them, but it wasn't that I wanted to just start that as a trend, because it's cipher. It's been happening. I just wanted to make sure that I brought whoever I thought was, you know, worthy of coming on that song to showcase that for our people. So I mean that's kind of some of the collaborations recently that I'm proud of.
So I was reading that and see as I'm going over your stuff, I saw a lot of jokes in the answers. So
They're not
I
jokes. Like, you
wasn't
asked me to
sure
be honest. So
what
I was
was true, what wasn't true.
like, which one?
Okay. So I see that one of the artists that you're fond of is Phil Collins.
Hey, that dude provided a lot of classics for us on the Disney.
Yeah.
King, dude, on the Lion King alone? Like, nobody told him to go that hard. Nobody told him to fucking grab that piano and start doing crazy shit. Like, nobody told him. I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know what he had going on in his life, but I just know that when I know Disney was paying him good money for some good product, you know?
Yeah.
Phil Collins is a legend, man, for sure.
I feel like it was just so much of my childhood, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know there's a lot of other musicians that I thought about, you know, like. And when I think about musicians, I think about it was a complex question for me because instead of saying artist or rapper or anything, it became musician. So I feel like there's a lot more people that fall into categories like that, like Jimi Hendrix and Santana. You know what I'm saying? So like a lot of other people that I'm like, man, but Phil Collins, come on, man, that and Feel It in the Air Tonight is crazy. It's wild. That shit.
Just that alone.
You know how many babies probably got made to that song? That's solely responsible for at least half the world's population right now. Anybody that understands English, for sure.
Yeah, that song alone is just legendary, and he has so much more. But just that alone, you know what I mean?
Exactly.
Speaking of which, what category would you put yourself in when it comes to would you consider yourself a musician, more of an artist, a rapper?
I think I'm barely even able to say the artist part. I feel like the artist comes with a combination of a bunch of different skills, like being able to produce and engineer and, you know, just take it from the top and even orchestrate some instruments into it and doing some real stuff like that. That's what I feel like consists of being a musician. Is firstly even knowing how to play an instrument. That's just me, in my opinion. It might not be the dictionary definition. It's just I wouldn't consider myself a musician just yet, and I think I'm barely trying to obtain the artist title. You know, I think right now people be like, all right, he be rapping. You know, this motherfucker he be rapping and shit. But a lot of people can rap. Motherfuckers be rapping all day. I'm trying to be an artist. You know.
Yeah. So you don't think you reached that goal yet?
Nah, I don't think I have, but I think I'm well on my way. I think if I just stay consistent and if the love stays there, which I just feel like it's not going to leave, it's music, you know?
What would you have to do in order to tell yourself that you made it as an artist, that you are an actual artist?
I feel like once I do like a production from scratch, it might even be one, we could start off from one song. It don't have to be a whole project. It's just one song. But if the production from scratch, you know what I'm saying, if I was at least a part of it or helped in a major way, then I would think I think that's the grounds to start, you know, that's a foundation that I could be like, okay, this is why I might consider myself an artist. And then if we just can knock a couple of those out, and consistency is key, you know? So that's when I be like, okay, I'm an artist. But I just barely felt comfortable even saying I'm a rapper. I think I could say that now, but I barely even started feeling comfortable enough to say that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're our own biggest critics. I've heard your work and it sounds super dope. Especially, like I told you, especially that song with Lizzie G. I didn't expect that type of music and to combine both, because her voice is so different, and then to put your raps on the track, it turned out amazing, to be quite honest with you.
Yeah, I loved her voice from the moment I heard it. I just thought it's just like the raspy, like, you know, that you feel that pain in her voice, you know. I always appreciate that. Like my mom used to listen to that Mary J. Blige right after that breakup.
Yeah.
And that shit, I used to feel her, the pain through the radio. I'm like, oh, this lady for sure, something happened to her for real, you know.
Yeah.
So every time that Lizzie G sings, I feel like you could feel the pain, and I mean there's stories to tell just within that sound when you hear somebody. I feel like, but yeah, I love that project, man. I love that project because it was supposed to have a positive message to it, and I feel like we got the point across, you know.
Yeah.
I lose to everyone.
So G-Lew is extremely excited about this interview, so I'm sure he has exciting.
I am. I was waiting on you to turn it over to me. Look,
excuse me.
Oh, my bad, big dog. I didn't think you wanted to even talk to me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm like, oh, you don't even like me on this.
No. We gonna get to it, my boy. I'm just mad. I'm having issues over here. That's why, like, my camera's off, because I don't. She said I was blurry, so I don't even want to make it messed up. You know what I mean? Because she over there looking all beautiful, so I don't want to blur her vision, right? But check it out. As long as you can hear me, you know what I mean. I'm gonna get it off. But first and foremost, welcome to the show, bro. It's an honor to have you here. Like she said, I spoke highly of you last week when a couple weeks when we had Lizzie G doing her thing, and then she showed us the video with you, and I was like, wow, that's the boy right there. Like, I let them know then that I've been fucking with you. You know what I mean? So salute to you, my boy. I got a lot of questions, but first I just want to ask you, like she asked you about your influences, and you said Phil Collins, different people. Well, how about when it comes to rap? Because to me, I respect you because you're an MC's MC, you know, my boy, and then they wouldn't expect that from you. There's a few things about you I'm gonna say they wouldn't expect. Just like when she started off, she's asking you boom boom because you just look like a normal guy, a young man, homie. You know what I mean? She don't know like a lot of us, you know, when they first see you, a lot they don't expect, you know. So first, don't expect you a Soreno, a gangster from your section. You know what I mean? Then been to the pen, then walked the yards, then stood tall on it. You know what I mean? Then rolled nothing up. You know what I mean? Nothing on your jacket. You know what I mean? You solid. So first and foremost, they probably wouldn't expect that from you. But second, just your MC skills, my boy. That's why I fuck with you, because you're like a real MC's MC. Like I hear you. You first I heard you on that shit though, my boy, with the homie Sucker Free. That was some gangbang shit. You know what I mean? But you're so much deeper than that. So I just want to ask you, who are your influences in rap first and foremost?
I mean, man, we could sit here and talk about it all day, but just off the top, because I know it would be, when I have this conversation too with a lot of people on the West Coast, man. So obviously I grew up off the West Coast, but I feel like it was a little bit too basic for me back then. So I grew up, I really fell in love with the East Coast stuff. So my favorite, like just some of my influences directly is like Nas, Cassidy, Jadakiss, Big Pun. We got some, I mean, even from over here, we do got the Ice Cube. I really fuck with Ice Cube Tough. He's like in my top 5. And then we got the Game. Like I fuck with the Game Tough. I just feel like Dr. Dre, you know, it's just Dr. Dre. So
Dr. Dre, that touch. I mean, those
Dr. Dre.
artists he fucks with are dope, but when Dr. Dre touches it, it's different, dog. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I also feel like also the Game, you know, despite all the fucking other personal stuff or whatever he had going on, the Game always was a big part of what I used to like, that he kept with the hip hop alive for me at that time. You know,
hey, I agree totally.
I'm trying to do it for like, cause I'm thinking about how I used to listen to music, and one of the biggest things that really motivated me to do it when I finally got the push from been pushing for years already, man. I didn't even care about it, and then finally I was like, all right, I'll do it, man. But they had even told me like, man, you're so tired of hearing bullshit, but so you should make music. You complain about all the music that they was making. So I'm like, man, we got to come and make some shit for some people that really appreciate it, like you, man. Which I appreciate you, man.
Yeah. I appreciate real, like you said, and even going back to the Game, I said that too. Like I always thought, all the bullshit aside, if he didn't have all the bullshit, you know, with him, he, as far as on the mic, can't nobody fuck with him. You know what I mean? I got to give him that. You know what I mean? So respect to the Game and all the people you mentioned, right? Nas and Big Puns, and that explains me.
Nobody talks about Jada because he does not get the credit he deserves.
Jadakiss, D Block, the mighty D Block. What is you doing?
There you go.
Man?
There you go. Man. Respect.
I can recite. Don't even get me started because I'm faded right now. I'll recite some Jadakiss. I used to listen to that freestyle he had, bro, over and over again. Just the freestyle. It was on the radio and shit.
Right. Jadakiss is a GOAT for sure. Jadakiss is hard. You know what I mean? So that explains to me moving forward about you when I hear you, because that's one thing I do hear about you. You know what I mean? You're like a real lyricist, and you push that in your music. How important was that for you to make sure you did that? Because of course you could easily just come with the gang shit or just rapping for your section and all that, what you do. But it seems like you make it a point to, you know what I mean, make good music, which sometimes could be a gift and a curse, because when you do that too, I'm sure a lot of that shit is going over the average homie's head that's around your area. They ain't really trying to hear that. They trying to hear the turn up and the fuck a bitch and popping and whatever. You know what I mean? So that's going to go over a lot of people's heads. So how important was that for you to keep that in your music without feeling like you're sacrificing yourself or your popular or whatever?
Well, believe it or not, this homies always laugh at this shit, man. But believe it or not, this is me actually dumbing it down. So I was on some much more complex stuff before, because just based off of the more underground influences that I had, I was on some like super hip hop shit. But this is me dumbing it down and adding the sauce to it, really. And then it's important for me to keep it alive. I'm gonna tell you why, man. Because just to speak frankly and candid, like I was in the system, man, and I studied a lot about, like, you know, a little bit about psychology and sociology. So I did a lot of studies within the homies, man. I just realized that my people are like not as advanced intellectually. So I feel like one big way that people even learn how to speak a certain language, right, is through music. So
Right.
when music, you're heard differently than when people are just sitting there preaching you and trying to teach you something, you know.
Right.
But when you listen to music and you put and you throw it in with some stuff that they can relate to, it's relatable, you know.
Right.
It's
Right.
stuff that they've been through, because I've been through it, so I know how they feeling when they sitting in the prison cell and they're staring at the bottom of the fucking bunk and how cold the concrete and the steel feels. You know what I'm saying? So you could only explain that to somebody if you really been through it, and that just goes for anything. You know, I can't tell you what it's like to be in Switzerland because I ain't never been in fucking Switzerland. But with that being said, I think it was important for me to keep it alive because it's a way for me to educate the homies without them feeling like I'm scolding them, but I'm rather, you know, I'm schooling them, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm not trying to scold anybody. I'm just trying to school you. I'm trying to, you know, ensure that you have the knowledge to possibly not make the same mistakes I had to make. You know, but hey, I was a kid that had to touch the stove to understand that it burned you. So I can't be making any mistakes sometimes.
That part, well said, brother. How, Deandra, am I okay now? I don't know.
Yeah, good, man. To me, you look fly, man.
Okay,
I don't know. You got the whole, man. You got the whole light matching your fit.
Okay. Now, she said I was blurry, so I ain't want to, you know. But enough of that.
We can still see you. You're good.
Okay. But look, homie, I want to ask you too, because listening to you, and I already heard a lot of your story. I've seen a few interviews about you, and you told me when you said to the people how you grew up. It was rough, bro. You know what I mean? It was just you and the things you had to go through and deal with, and you know what I mean, just to survive in your area. So I want to ask you, because you remind me, is few people that can come across how you do, still be intelligent, but still be, again, standing on all your, but to still be special, something like Nip was. And when I hear you speak, I hear all that. How was it for you, bro, keeping that intellectual side of yourself and not being scared to be yourself? You know what I mean? Amongst the community and amongst everything you had to deal with, even in the pen and all that.
But like you said about Nipsey, bro, I ain't gonna lie. I mean, that was another person I didn't really get to. Like, as of recent, you know, influences like J. Cole and Nipsey Hussle, I feel like they incorporate a lot of their beliefs and what they trying to get across through music. Once again, I feel like it's important for somebody to be out here doing that. Look, man, I love all the music that the homies be doing, man. If you're a homie and you telling our story, and even if you're from the struggle and you telling that story, you know, I respect it. I just have to add what I could possibly add to the rap game. And I mean, I just feel like a lot of people are not preaching good, not always preaching some kind of message. It don't even got to be a good message, but I mean, give us some kind of message. Like, what are we trying to get across? You know, because sometimes I think the lyrics gets diluted into the beat. You know, it's more about the beat and the bounce, and we just saying random stuff, and a lot of these lyrics get recited, but there's not no clear message to any songs anymore. So
that's a fact.
I mean, I just help. I think that comes with the artistry. I mean, you know, it helps you get a direction for how you want the video to come out, and how you want the sound to really be, and it plays a part in everything. So, I mean, I appreciate people like you that appreciate things like that, man.
Yeah, I see all. That's why I fuck with you, dog. Like I said, if they'll tell you last week, when I seen that you collaborated with Lizzie or whenever that was, she was on here. I was like, hold up, that's the boy right there. And they said they can make it happen. I was excited about this, man. And because I've been watching you, bro, for a minute, for some years. I even had some more shit I wanted to play, videos and all that, but I got obviously issues over here tonight. But I like a lot of the stuff you've done in the past. First and foremost, like I said, I seen you think first with the homie Sucker Free 104 from Linux. Yeah. That shit was a classic. As you know, it's 3-4 million views now.
Yeah, but that is a banger though.
That's a banger. And you know what I mean? You guys did your stuff on that. That went viral, obviously. You know, but I was paying attention to a lot of other stuff you were doing too. I like the stuff you did with the other little homie. He's a black homie, but he's a Soreño. The little dude, that shit is hard. I wanted to play that actually, but I can't. I think it's you and the little homie, the black dude. You guys, I forgot the name of the shit.
Oh, when shit got deep?
Yeah, that's it right there. Yeah.
He's not a Sureño. He from Hoover, man.
No. This dude, no. That ain't the one then. The other black homie, he got the flag and all that in the video. I forgot his name. Nah, he from somewhere else. I think he from Playboys. With the other dude.
Oh, I do got a song with the homie Rich Rabbit from Playboy though.
And not Rich Rabbit though. The other dude.
Oh, Mr. Keep It Hood.
Mr. Keep It Hood. That's him. That's him. Where is he from?
I have seen him at an event, man. He cool people. We took a picture.
Where he from? He from Playboys, right?
Yeah, he from that side. He from
yeah.
He is a South Sider.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. That shit is hard though. That song on video. That was dope. But you've done a lot of stuff. That's all I'm saying. And I've been keeping up with you. I want to ask you, what do you feel now like about like it's a lot of Latino homies doing their thing right now, like making a resurgence, and you see people getting signed to Lefty gun plays and all that. I felt like that should have been you like a few years ago. You had that buzz and you were doing your thing, you know what I mean? What do you think happened or what's going on with you in your career? Because I feel that should be you right now, doing your thing and making that leap right now, because you kicked it off a few years ago when you and the other homies were going viral, and then it was like it just kind of slowed down a bit. So what's been going on with you?
I mean, honestly, there was certain stuff that kept me and prolonged me from actually taking it serious. Like I said, it was not anything that I really ever thought about doing wholeheartedly. It never really seemed that serious to me. So at that time, I was kind of excited to be outside of prison finally, man. And I was out, and I'm fine, and I'm out. And mind you, I'm used to coming out, and I'm just another person coming out of prison. But this time I come out and I jump on that song with Sucker Free, and then with the homie Bandit and with the other homie Eastside Mayor, and it's like we go viral off that song, baby viral. That's what I always say, you know. We heard that thing, and then next thing you know, I get all this attention. So I think I kind of just got caught up, and I was having a little bit too much fun, and I didn't really take it as serious. And there's a lot of stuff, you know, behind the scenes that happened, that took place, that, you know, kind of threw me off a little bit. And you know, after when I started really taking it serious, I mean, I just felt like we've been able to excel from that point on, you know, after I was able to take it serious. And you know what? Shout out to the homie, man. I see what he's doing. I see what a lot of other homies doing. Like you said, there's a lot of other people that are doing things right now. That's good things, man, for the people. If it's for the people and it's for the music, man, and as long as we standing on morals and principles, you know, and we ain't just going around messing with different people, then I feel like we gonna be good. Like I always be a fan of when the homies get their deals. Like the homie got his deal, man.
Turning up right now.
I was happy. Every time I see the homies winning, man, I know it's not a thing that we really hear too much within any kind of a rap, you know, talk. But I'll be happy for the homies, man. Like, believe it or not, I'll be like, that's right, man. That's a dude that was in prison just like me, you know? Right. A lot of other people that fell victim to the system or whatever it may be, bro, maybe from the streets and everything and what it brings. And I see that as us, you know? That's okay. That's cool to happen. And like I said, you don't have to have been in prison particularly. It's a struggle. Everybody got a different struggle. Everybody has a story. I ain't nobody special. Everybody got their own things that they went through, and everybody has their trials and tribulations that make them who they are. I just think that when it's somebody that I could obviously relate to, I just be happy for them, man. So I don't ever think like, oh, that could have been me. I just feel like if I'm making progress, then we gotta just continue to move forward. So long as we making progress, you know, in the right direction.
Right, I respect that, man, and I just think that's a good look for everyone. Cause see, now it shines a light. Cause see now people like the lefties or whoever that's getting that deal and that respect, and it's gonna make people look closer now. So then they look a little closer. They got someone like you right there in the cut, and then you know it's just it's already there. But you know, sometimes you just need that extra eye or that respect that wasn't given, and then when they see that like you know what I mean, I just think it's gonna go up. You know what I mean? You ready? So do you have plan? Are you planning like what you got going on? You've been working on some new music. You got stuff.
You know what? That's what I was about to tell you, man. Because you know, at the end of the day ends. And if crackheads get money for crack, dog, we can make it happen. So what happened was, I am proud to announce that we do got a lot of projects in the works. But one in particular, man, we about to drop a project with the Wrecking Spot. It's gonna be a cool project. We haven't decided on the amount of songs, particularly that we're gonna do, but it should be somewhere around 5 to 7 songs. So it's gonna be a good body of work, and I feel like it's gonna be a thing that we're gonna have more modern sounds. So the thing that I was doing in the beginning of my career, that's another thing that me taking so long. I feel like I never really settled on a sound. And if you say you've been following me, you know, I know that you've been hearing different sounds. And like to a certain degree, I was trying to do that to show some kind of versatility and also to challenge myself, because there was a lot of beats on there that I never thought I would be able to do. Shit, I never thought I was able to rap in Spanish. And, you know, I can speak Spanish, but it's like I never thought I would be able to actually formulate some kind of, you know, bars. And I am a pocho, that's what they call it. You know, you could tell that I could speak Spanish, but I'm not, you know, all the way there. But I could for sure order some tacos, so don't even worry about it. Yeah, I got it, dog. I got it, and I can finagle some deals in downtown LA. Don't even worry about it. But with all that being said, yeah, like I got that project coming out at the record spot, man. We making some music and some moves with my people over there at Coastline Music, and I'm right here in the Smooth Hustle Lounge right now, man. I'm right here with my boy from Smooth Hustle. We you know, we hanging out. We hanging out like a fat bitch's stomach. Who want to run it? Look, man, at the end of the day, like I said, the day ends, I'm right here with my boy. These are people I be doing music with closely every day. My boy Smooth Hustle right here. We got a lot of stuff. That's the person that helped me sponsor the Cypher. And, you know, we be doing a lot more stuff. And we're going to have some events coming up. Like, in particular, we're trying to do some live band shows, man. We're gonna do some shows with some live bands and really bring that essence of art, like Deandra was talking about earlier. I know she's been patiently waiting. Hey, like as far as like the artistry, we're gonna do some live shows. So we're gonna pop the band out, and we're gonna have the bass, you know, and the guitars, and we're gonna have the piano going, and you know, hopefully after we get a couple of those of the, you know, just the bass instrument, like the basic instrument, we're gonna add the and I don't mean to say basic instruments because I can't even play none of them, but you know, then we add the saxophone and the trumpets, and we bring choir in. You know, we got to bring some church people in, because they got the best. They got the best. Like you know, they got it.
In the church.
Yeah, we got to go. I got to go. Look, there was a church that was right behind my house growing up. It was a Baptist church. It was a gospel church. They would go crazy, and I would go in there, and it was a good energy in there. You know what I'm saying? So I always appreciated that. Like, it was literally right behind my house, so you could hear it like right in my backyard. I'm like, okay, let's turn down the corridos and let them knock their thing out the way. You know what I'm saying? It was on Jesus Day. It was Jesus Day. You know?
Right. Hey, I want to ask you, what would you, when you talking about your sound again, bro? Like, what would you say is a Skeme sound? Double S Westmont. I don't even know what you want people to call you. Like, what?
Hey, that's the thing. You know what I'm saying? I'll be on some crackhead shit. I don't even be knowing what I be wanting. Bro. I try to tell my mom too. Like, if you did drugs, just tell me so I can know how to work through it. You know. But she be, you know. But as of right now, just to like answer your question on a serious note, I feel like what I like personally is boom. I love boom bap, man. I love boom bap. I could rap over boom bap for fucking 1,000 hours every single day, any day of the week. But I've known that hasn't been receptive to the homies out here, man.
That's what I was gonna ask you.
to my listening audience, because I mean, we could target some audience and we could try to aim for those kind of hip hop heads, right? But like you said, look at my look, man. Off the top, I don't even look what I'm the message. I be appreciating the homies in the South Side, so people already like, man, what the fuck is this guy? You know.
But that's why, not to cut you off, let me interject. That's why you can really take your shit wherever you want to take it, bro. Because first of all, you really who you are, you really where you from. So it ain't like you got much to prove, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
But you gotta look where you could really take it anywhere you and you that's you too. Like you're not only one thing. You love the hip hop, you love the shit, so you can take the shit wherever you want to take it, really.
Honestly, and I appreciate that. Honestly, I'm trying to do other stuff, man. The music is just a stepping stone. I feel like, look, man, I'm trying to do some acting. I do all the, like I said, I do all the directing over here for my stuff. I love to do the storyboards for shit. I love the production of how everything is even shot. I love the lighting. I love everything about that aspect of it. So I'm trying to get into the acting, man. I'm trying to do my short films. That's why I do the little skits in my videos to start setting up. Because, you know, all you just need is a little 5-minute scene here, 5-minute scene there. And 5, 6, 7 of those, and you got yourself a little short film, you know. And once you break it down to a molecular level, it helps you take it a little bit easier, man. It makes it less overwhelming. So,
like the homie said, you have a versatile look. Exactly. So you could do whatever you want to do. You could be I could see you as an actor too, bro. Like I could see you doing like so much stuff, you know. So really, the sky's the limit for you, Skeme. Like you just really is whatever you want to do. But let me ask you this. Let me add one more thing. Then I'm gonna turn over to Deandra too. Like she want to get something out.
I know she was like the car that want to start.
This is your interview.
She looking like, you know, but just hold on. I told you I had a lot for the homie, but we got. But I want to ask you too, though. With all that being said, bro, you still represent the double S. You got a lot of people that may say, I first heard you on that So Rough joint with Sucker Free and the homies, and they love you for that shit. Because even me, I ain't gonna lie, like you was kicking that shit on there. But me personally, I heard more stuff. That's why I know you're so versatile. But you got homies that may just want to hear that now, and then they hear you on all this other shit, like I don't know, and then you may even lose some people. How do you feel about that? And standing on that, like, where do you want to, you know?
And I have this to say about my fans now, and that they tell me I should do more of this and more of that. I just feel like no matter what, everybody knows you can't satisfy everybody, man.
Right.
You know, so it's like at the end of the day, I'm making the music that I want to make, that I feel like this is the message I want to get across. Some of it may be a little bit more violent, and some of it may be a little bit more deep, and some of it may be for the females, and some of it may be for the little homies. But whatever message I'm trying to convey at that moment, I have thoughts and my feelings that I'm feeling at that time. Sometimes I want to kick it with a girl and cruise down to 110 and smoke a blunt. So that's the song that I want to make at that particular moment. So if I lose some fans due to that, then I can't help that, because I can't stop making the music that I'm feeling. Everything that I'm saying in my music is true to a certain degree, like I was telling Deandra, except for all the violent stuff.
All the criminal activity. I
look like I can have two first names. Like my name's Hunter Tyler. That's my whole name. When the police pull me over, I'm just gonna be Hunter now.
That's right. Go ahead, Deandra.
Actually, speaking of your look, I would say that you would fit in more into like the new hip hop genre when it comes to your look, and it gives me a little bit of baby.
By the way, I forgot about it. She probably trying to size you up, my boy. But go ahead. Seeing some shit. She like, I'm seeing this.
I'm seeing
something.
Do I got
a
younger Baby Bash when he first came out? This is what I see.
Damn, yeah, look at you already, because of curly hair. I'm gonna
just and the hat, and he used to look like this back in the early 2000s.
Yeah, she does have a point. I don't want to do you like that, though, homie. I'm just saying.
No. I heard the differences. I've even seen how Baby Bash was. I mean, even I gotta be like, I have person to be like, I don't look like that. Hell, I'll be like, yeah, I look like that. I even stand next to him.
That's what I said. I don't know, my boy. You know, but it's all good.
So, based off of your look and your sound, do you think, I want to kind of elaborate a little bit more on the question that G-Lew was asking. Do you feel like you are reaching the audience that you want to reach based off of your look and your sound being so different?
I feel like people sometimes may get drawn to me for either or reason. So you might hear my song, and there's been a lot of times where in prison too, I used to rap, and before people turned around to see who was rapping, they didn't even know who was rapping. They didn't know if it was a black guy, a white guy, a Mexican, or what kind of person it was. And I always thought that was a good thing about how I sounded, because if you didn't know what race I was, I feel like it would be kind of hard to distinctify it, you know, just based off of that alone. And that's something I've come to learn. So sometimes I feel like people hear the rap, actually. They have a chance to not necessarily be like, oh, is he black or anything? They're just actually listening to the raps. Yeah. They're actually listening to like, oh, this fool got bars and shit. Like, okay, that was witty. Okay, that was hard. And then they see my look, and that might surprise them to be even either turned off of the music now or intrigued. You know what I'm saying? But either way, it's like that. And then vice versa. Sometimes when people see me and they meet me, like let's say I would have met you at a party just to network, right? And we're meeting, and I tell you I'm an artist. I don't think necessarily you would have thought that I would be making the music that I made. I think you would have probably thought I was on some like pop fucking.
No, me. Well, I'm a little different. Like when I look at
that's what they all say.
I don't automatically judge a book by its cover.
That's what they all say.
I'm a bit of a weirdo, where I don't, my personality and the way I look don't come together. So this is why I normally don't judge. I can definitely see you as a rapper just based off of your overall style alone. But then keep in mind, I'm a stylist. That's what I do.
Oh, okay. I need a stylist.
When I look at a person, I can kind of already tell like what.
He was sizing you up, my boy.
I feel like I've been told this over and over, not to cut you off, Deandra. My sincerest of apologies.
No, you're good.
My mom would have smacked me right now if she would have seen me cut you off. But
No, you're good.
I feel like I've been told a lot that my style sucks. But I be making some of the clothes now that I be having on, so it hits me even harder when those insults come in. You know what I'm saying?
No, I get very much a true like lyricist and hip hop artist when I look at the way you dress. Like, because it's not to you, it's not about the look, it's about the music. So I can definitely see that. Now my question to you is, because you do have a particular type of accent, right? So do you feel like that affects who takes your music seriously racially?
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like as the homies, we're always gonna have that stigmatism where they're gonna really question everything about the backstory, like the homie was talking about. That they're gonna have, I mean, and rightfully so. You know, we have a certain way that we grew up, and it was just a lot of gangbang motivated. You know, so people want to know, like, oh, is he really telling the truth? And you know, there's always the haters that come along and be like, man, fuck that. He don't look like us, and he don't really sound like us when he raps. So fuck him. You know.
Yeah.
And you always have that. I just feel like I'm not gonna change how I look. I mean, sometimes I decide to come out here just because it's hot, not because motherfuckers too. I just be hot. One day I'll just be hot and the shit will be getting in my face, and it'll be bothering me, and I just cut it all off, you know. And then I just might grow it back out. And it's just like I said to the homie earlier, like whatever I'm feeling, I don't really care what people got to say. I think that might sometimes the homie be even telling me, you know, with my style and shit. Sometimes I gotta be dressing the part better or looking, you know, better. And I'm just sometimes the ghetto kids just be coming out of me where I just pull up, you know, smelling like fucking chili cheese Fritos and shit. I don't know.
I mean, I think it all truly depends on what your goal is. I feel like I said you're a true lyricist and a true hip hop artist where the clothes don't matter, the sound does, which I can definitely respect. Do you see yourself in the future? Are you independent?
As of right now, yeah. I mean, like I said, I have that. We're doing a couple projects with some people, but as for the most part, it's not signed necessarily. So we still independent over here.
Have you ever been on a label?
Nah.
Do you see yourself on a label?
I mean, I just feel like if it makes sense, I mean, why not? Not if it didn't make sense, you know. I don't think they're gonna really like some of my stipulations, and so yeah, I don't think they would. I don't, and like I said, I have to feel more solidified in the game itself. I feel like in the rap game, I still want to solidify my position. I like where I'm at right now, but I don't really love where I'm at because I feel like we could do better, you know.
Right.
And I just need to get to that part. I need to get to that part of where I need to be for me to even feel good enough to negotiate terms like that, you know. And obviously the analytics play a big part in it. Like numbers speak way louder than the words do. So we trying to get the numbers up, you know. That's why I got some crazy stuff coming up, Deandra. I'm telling you. The homie keeps sitting kind of
I
far.
can't wait to hear it.
I would punch him right now. I don't know how to control my emotions. I get excited and I be wanting to punch the homie.
But that's how you know that is your true calling. Is that when you get excited over something like your music and the future projects, like that's what your calling is. So speaking of which, since you said that, I don't think we asked this question earlier. What was your inspiration to tell you, I want to be a rapper? This is what I want to do.
Honestly, I had to get inspired by a couple of homeboys, and I don't really talk to them anymore, but it would never change the fact of what they did. I had some homeboys in particular that helped me and pretty much raised me when I was younger. To make a short story long, they raised me when I was younger. They took care of me when I was in prison, man. They went and put my son on the phone. They drove to my baby mama's house and put my son on the phone, and they took care of me. They picked me up from prison. You know, when I got out, they just wanted me to rap. So I would drop videos from prison and freestyles. And that was just because they would be like, hey, man, we'll send you some money and some food and shit. Like, they was already sending it, but they like, we just want to take some videos of you and rap, and we're going to post them on the internet. And I never took rap serious at all like that. I was like, come on, man, a rapper? I was like already 18 years old going on my first prison term, and I already had beaten attempted murder. So I'm like, you know, I'm that's not where my mind was at. So didn't take it serious. And then when I got out and I went back in and I got out and I went back in and I got out and I went back in. And finally the homie was like, hey man, we just want you. They got me an apartment, man. They helped me go get my ID and get my shit together. Like cause I told them I didn't want to rap. I wanted to get a job and be a fucking part of society and shit, dude, you know? And luckily, you know, one of my homeboys in particular had told me, you know, he had shown me what it's like to just work for everybody, you know, and you fuck your body up and you just throw your shit away for another guy in another company, you know. He got his feet kicked up, and you know, he showed me that side and that aspect of, you know, you could be your own boss. So shout out to him, man. Like I said, I don't necessarily talk to them dudes anymore, for reasons undisclosed that we're not gonna talk about, but nonetheless, he did show me that aspect. And another one of the homeboys, he used to make me actually sit down and watch documentaries of like Big Pun and the behind story, the Biggie Smalls and the backstory, the Tupac, and you know, and he's the one who even told me that they were from Compton over there, that all them dudes that was involved in the tight, you know, the fight and all that, like just this little back hip hop stuff, you know? The back stuff of hip hop, like Nas and Jungle, how, you know, Ill Will, who Ill Will even was, like. And then, you know, how it was everything. And he showed me that. He used to make me sit down in his room and watch it. And he'll be like, we'll smoke weed after. And I'll be like, come on. And I was, you know, as a 13-year-old, 14-year-old kid, not everybody going to just let you be smoking weed with you willingly like that. So, you know, like I said, and to make a short story long, skip the story ahead. Once I had finally got out after the 7 years of just doing, you know, dumb stuff and wasting my life, I had finally decided to fuck it. I'll do these dudes a favor and we'll jump on the mic. And then we jump on the mic and fucking do So Rough, So Tough, man, and fuck around and get like 1 million views right off the top. And
that was the one. So even me, that's when I think I first heard you. But so that was the one you think that took
video. When you see me in that video, just know that my mind still was not on rap. Do you hear me? Like my mind was still on. I thought I was gonna be back in prison or, you know, possibly even dead by then. That was just the truth, you know. That's just the path that I was already on.
How did you even hook up with Sucker Free and all that? How did that come together?
They had watched the freestyles from prison. They were keeping up with the freestyles from prison. At least one I think the other homie from my section was, and they were sending them to them, and I think they had just seen them prior. You know, they had seen me circulating, like I said, in our community. You know, the Chicano little rap community. They was circulating within that community at that time, and when they seen me do a video, I was out and I did a freestyle, but I was out this time. Right. And they seen that and the homie sent it to them and they're like, oh, this dude is out now? He's like, what's up with this dude? Tell him to pull up to the studio. So they hit me up and I talked to them. And then the next day we went to the studio and we made that fucking banger. And like I said, I mean, me personally, like I said, at that time, still in particular, like I didn't really give a fuck still. My mind still wasn't on that. It was about making money at that point. And after that, they made my Instagram. Like that song got my Instagram from 300 to 3,000, like in a matter of 2-3 weeks. And I mean, I'm proud of my 8,000 right now, man. Shout out to all my 8,000 people on there. Because at 3,000, I felt happy as hell. But now I'm 8,000, I feel like I'm fucking famous. You feel me? I'll be going into the store with EBT over here, and I'll be looking at people like, don't let this EBT fool you. I'm fucking famous. I'm fucking around and find somebody's forehead up in this bitch. Do you hear me?
You a fool for that. Hey, let me ask you though, bro. Were you surprised when it went so viral? Like, and then obviously you knew because you guys did the video after, but were you surprised how much love it got and attention and how it went viral like that?
I'm not ever gonna lie to you, man. I liked the song. I really liked it. But I did not think that it was gonna have the potential to, you know, bless me with what I feel like the little career they have right now. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I feel like I never believed that dude. I like the song. I always told the homies too, like, man, I fucked with it, but I ain't gonna lie, man. I appreciate all the love and support we got from it because I did not expect that much of it, you know.
But you stood out on there like I think that was what was special about that song. People, first it was raw. It was just, and of course it's So Rough, So Tough, but I think it just served its purpose. It was raw. I think it showcased you and a couple more of the people on that song like that stood out. Really you, Sucker Free obviously, but you stood out on that song, bro. You know what I mean? Real talk. I even seen in the comments and everyone, even Spliff TV said it, you know, that you stood out. So it was something special. Yeah.
I think it was because I said I sell dope to my birth mother. I mean,
That was cold. That was a cold bar.
my whole thing is like people thought that shit was cool. I was mad about that shit. That's why I put it in my rap. She still owe me money. To this day, she still owe me $20, bro.
I feel you. That's some real
everybody
shit.
be coming up to me like, "Damn, that was a hard bar," and I'll be like, "Bro, that shit wasn't cool, bro. She still owe me money, bro. Don't be reminding me about that shit."
Yeah, that was a cold bar in two kind of ways. Like if you look at it from a hip, like the bar was hard, you know. But if you look at it on the flip side, you'd be like, "Damn, you really like whoa." But that's real.
True events, man. You hear me?
That's real shit though. That does go on. So you know, either way, you know, it is what it is. So I respect it. Go ahead, Deandra. Like you got some questions for the homie.
The stylist.
Hold up. The stylist. Once again, I'm glad you said that because that's what she is. Have you been sizing the homie up, Deandra? And what do you see him? What do you see for the homie?
No, you know what? Him, no. And the reason being, number one, I was actually, the only thing I was looking at was not the whole not judging a book by its cover. Like, I can personally see that he is who he presents himself to be. Because like I said, I normally look at people in a different manner.
Right.
But I actually really like who he is as far as his style because he's being true to himself. There's certain artists that don't need to be touched because they're true to their craft.
Right.
And I feel like if he switched it up, he would lose a little bit of respect.
Especially Deandra's respect, for sure. From that.
No. I mean, if I were to switch it up a little, I'd probably like hip hop it up just a little bit more, but not corny. Just very.
What do you mean when you say hip hop? What do you mean by that? Because nowadays,
more bandanas or more band-aids? You gotta let me know.
No.
But nowadays, that's different. Well, like, what do you consider more hip hop nowadays? Because I don't even know. I know what hip hop is, but I don't know what they consider hip hop. So what would you say is that?
I would say like more 90s hip hop, to be real with you, West Coast 90s.
Okay.
Like I wouldn't do like.
That was a good question by him though, because he's right. A lot of people consider hip hop a lot of different things. So
yeah,
that 90s,
I would say a little bit of 90s hip hop, and maybe because of how he looks now, maybe a little early 2000s, like kind of like Dipsetish.
She said Dipsetish.
Oh man, long ass do-rags.
I'm not the do-rags person. Maybe a couple of basketball jerseys here and there, some t-shirts underneath, you know.
Hey, you know what's so crazy? What's so crazy? I do love that style though, but what's so crazy is I be trying to do different because I said now I'll be helping the homie make some of the clothes, you know. And sometimes he be looking at me like, "Yeah, you doing too much," and he be kind of holding the bag on it. But sometimes I be wanting to do that shit all the way out. Like I was in that camouflage suit. That was obviously inspired by fucking DMX. And the 90s, you know, that camouflage shit, the Nas, it was just fucking crazy. And then I still want to do more of that, you know.
Hey, but Skeme, let me ask you this. I was just gonna one more thing, Deandra, speaking on the 90s and all that. I just want to ask the homie briefly. I know you're a younger homie, so you obviously probably came up in the 2000s and all that, you know. But did you ever like because you come from the neighborhood and you seen probably you got bigger homies, older homies. Did you ever have any type of 90s style about you, or did you like that style? Or were you never like on that? I know nowadays y'all dress different. You're younger.
No, well, growing up, my mom used to. I used to wear a lot of hand-me-downs. You know, obviously, typically, like the same ass Mexican like anybody else would do. So I had an older brother, unfortunately. So my shit was always coming here from him. But he was a clean motherfucker. Though. I ain't gonna lie, he was some kind of OCD crackhead motherfucker. He came out on that kind of crackhead shit, you know. And the OCD is original crackhead disorder, by the way. It ain't obsessive compulsive disorder. Nah, but he gave me his clothes, so it was always bigger. So I used to have the bigger, you know. Back then they was wearing them 5XT talls, 5X talls. Like I was like, what the fuck is y'all doing out here? I know you seen them old pictures of Nipsey Hussle. He was out there thugging in that first original Crenshaw shirt, you know. And that's the shirt that my brother used to wear, and then he also used to wear a lot of Dickies. So I used to have Dickies, and they were always oversized. So when I used to put the belt on, you could see all the the cringe with the little scrunches and how the waistband is scrunching up. And I used to be on some ghetto shit like that, and I think that was the only thing that you could really say that was 90s about it, but that's just because it was hand-me-downs.
Right,
you know? I don't think
I don't know if you really know, even in the 90s or before the 90s, you know what I mean? 90s was different. The 80s, 70s, when that style came about, it was because homies were in the ghetto and didn't have really enough to afford. You can go buy a Dickie suit pretty cheap, you know what I mean? But you would be fresh and creased up. It was really about your presentation. You could have a $20 outfit on, but if it was creased up and fresh and all that, it didn't matter. That's all that mattered. So that's how the Dickies and the Nike Cortez and the Chuck Taylors, because they were cheap back then, bro. So really, that's what that was. They made it a whole style, though. You know what I mean? And
I always respected that, and I feel like I tell a lot of people, even like I go to these car shows, man, and I be in these lowrider shows, and sometimes you see a lot of the younger generation dressing like that. And I just feel like they don't really have. I don't want to speak for every last one of them, but I just feel like some of them don't have the respect for where that style actually came from and how people used to die behind, looking just like that. So I mean, I always had respect for it. It never really was my style. As Deandra can see, I have a unique. I think that's what the best way to put it, because it's just weird. I like whatever the fuck I be putting on. I feel like you said, it's not necessarily the amount of the money that you spend on the clothes. Because my mom always taught me, man, clothes don't make the man makes the clothes. You know, so I wear whatever the fuck I wear, and I wear it with confidence. And if you try to make fun of me, just know that the moment I met you, I've been already thinking about 3 things that you look like, and I was gonna just say automatically. So I'm ready to go.
That's right. Go ahead, D.
So speaking of which, actually, I want your opinion on that. What do you feel about the younger generation dressing 90s but not knowing what's behind the clothes?
I feel like if they just at least would know a little bit of the history behind it, and have a little bit more respect for it, because you see a lot of them kind of
emulating.
I feel like they just try to think that they pioneer the style, like they think that they are the first people to do this. I just think so. And that just goes with anything. I feel like people feel that way about music. People feel that way about lowriders and cars, and people feel that way about, movies and just, everybody always feels like you have to pay homage to the people that came before you. I think I just have an old school mentality when it comes to that. I was always taught to, pay homage to not only the successor but the predecessor. You know what I'm saying? And everybody that just came. I don't know. I always have respect for people that do things first, and then we evolve from there. I just don't ever try to deny that it came from somewhere. And and like the homie says, man, I've been through what I've been through. I've seen people die over this shit. I've seen people get life over this shit. I've seen people turn their lives around when coming from it. So I feel like I look at it differently.
I think if anything, it feels like more of a character more than a genuine. I don't think that they don't know where it comes from. I just think that there is a character that they're trying to play and display to kind of show some hardcore shit that they know nothing about. So to me, it's always been a little bit of a kind of sit the fuck down with that, because
when he's friend and they look fake, the homie be like, oh, he just wearing the costume. He just wearing the costume. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I used to take the prison, the tattoos, and all the tattoos on the face. I was like, oh, he just got war paint on. He just got that war. He wants you to think he going to war, but you could. I don't give a fuck how many fucking drawings you got on your face and your forehead. It ain't gonna stop me.
Hey, homie, hey, I want to one more thing too about the younger generation. You're in that generation, but even younger than you now. You see how they're coming up. Like you, again, I spoke on it earlier. There's something special about you. You obviously, I don't know if it was how you were raised or whatever, because you come from the ghetto, you know what I mean? And I've heard like some of your stories and how rough it was for you, but you still found a way to stay, even being in prison and all that, but you still seem like you see it in you that if no one knew you personally, even like Deandra earlier, like they would have never known you probably even been to prison or none of that, bro. Like probably your past that you have and deal with personally. You know what I mean? How do you find a way to still keep a good sound mind and be positive and just how you come across, bro?
I mean, honestly, bro, I think that's something I just developed over time, man. I never felt that there was no need to cry over spilled milk. Sometimes we just put ourselves in situations. We got to man up about it. I learned all about responsibility and honesty and forgiveness within myself and for everything else. So after that, I was honest with myself, and sometimes I fucked up, you know what I'm saying? And I wasn't able to be like I'm just a kid anymore, and I wasn't able to blame somebody else for it anymore. I was like, yeah, I fucked up. I gotta deal with it. And now that I'm at this place, I still be making my mistakes. Look, man, I just finished dealing with some stuff, just a couple days ago over some matters of a case that happened 3 years ago. So I'm still paying for some of the decisions that I decided to make or not make. I just it's not. It's something that I just deal with every day, man. I just try to always keep my head high about it. I'm just trying to make it. Look, everybody around me, man, I didn't already seen too much of the bullshit. I didn't seen the fucking ladies cry, when they see their sons. I didn't see motherfuckers begging. I didn't see all the violence, and I didn't see all that. So I just feel like at this point in time, why am I going to contribute that into my communication, my relationships with people? I'd rather have people smiling around me, man. I want people to be laughing around me. Because I want to be laughing too. Shit, if I'm bringing some jokes to the table, I want people to be telling jokes too. That goes for you, Deandra.
Too much. So now that we've gotten to know who Skeme is, what can we look forward to in the future from you?
We got some bangers, some smackaronis. The homie gets mad when I call him that shit, but that's what they are, dog. Look, man. This shit, when you hear this shit, bro, you're going to want to punch the person next to you, man. So you got to listen to this in the room by yourself, bro. And don't have no ears around. You might start swinging on yourself. But look, man, the thing I want to tell you, I know, and the homie's been following my music. What I'm going to do, bro, is I'm going to give him some up-tempo stuff coming up. So I got deep stuff. Don't worry, bro. Like, for reals, if you even tap in with me off this, send me your Gmail. I got some rough drafts and some songs I would even want your feedback on. They're real rough drafts,
Okay.
But I got some deep stuff, so don't worry about that. I got some real hip hop stuff, but as of right now, we got summer right around the corner, man. We got 8 weeks until summer, so
damn, I ain't know that close.
Yeah, and I'm planning on dropping. Then I don't want it to be set in stone or nothing, but I'm planning on dropping some real up tempo stuff and some real stuff for the hip hop. I mean, the ghetto ratchet hip hop aspect in it, I'm still going to try to incorporate some witty stuff in there, but for the most part, it's going to be more for some turn up music, hey, I'm going to call it Nissan Altima music. Matter of fact, quote me right here on this motherfucker. Westmont Scheme got a tape dropping coming soon. It's called Nissan Altima music for your fucking baby mamas.
Because that's what that's what the baby mamas and most of them women driving them Altimas.
Hey, number one car. Bumping Bad Bunny, ready to kill somebody. I'm glad I don't be walking no more.
Oh my God, you gonna see one of them in them Altimas, my boy, for sure. That's a perfect title.
They didn't already try to ran me over too many times in Altimas, bro. I can't be dealing with no girls in Altimas no more, bro.
And baby, and they the ones that be bumping that shit too. I be tripping out. I be seeing some of these ladies, like I be checking them sometimes. I'm just chilling, or I see them pull up, and the shit they be listening to, I be like, wow.
You know what I mean? Hey, bro, it's like watching an exotic creature, bro. They be in there bumping the loudest fucking Bad Bunny.
The loudest, ratchetest shit you could think of. And I be like, why are we looking like shit?
I don't know, and they all singing at the top of their lungs, and none of them can sing.
But it'd be the females you wouldn't even think that like look like, really? You know what I mean? And they be turned up. I'd be like, wow.
Gotta put some Sexy Red on the radio every so often, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
There you go, Deandra. There you go, bro.
That's what I'm saying. That's a perfect example because she like the hottest shit, right? But she ratchet as a motherfucker. So I let you know what the people like.
All types of, I don't know what she was talking about.
Right, but they love her though. They love her, so that lets you know how these ladies thinking right now, my boy.
Oh yeah. So yeah, just to revert back to it, because look, you see, I got ADHD. You gotta bring me back. So aside from the Nissan Altima music, man, we got some bangers coming from with the record spot, man, and besides that, we got a song coming with my boy Trouble Kid. I don't know if y'all know about Trouble Kid, man.
I know about Trouble Kid.
And my boy Turek, he's from Mexico, man. He be doing music out there. And we got a song with him. What else we got, man? I got a song with my boy Baldacci, man. Is ready to drop on his album. I'm planning on doing a couple of songs with a couple more homies. I don't really want to speak on them preemptively until I send them over the stuff. I got some more work coming with my boy YE. I got some work coming with my boy FC Sounds. I got some work coming with my boy I Am Legend, my boy Legendary. We got, like I said, man, the Smooth Hustle. We up in this bitch, and Coastline Music. That's my dog, and the record spot, and I'm fighting everybody. I'm talking about everybody, bro. Tias, uncles, grandmas, anybody. We could get anybody standing in our way, bro. They better move up out the way, bro. I'm on some ludicrous shit, dog.
Get out the way. I feel it, my boy. I love it.
So, where can we find you on social media so we can get a little bit more of that amazing personality and your sound?
Thank you. On Instagram and on TikTok and stuff is SS Vermont 02. So SSVERMONT02. And then on YouTube and just what they call me is Westmont Scheme WESSMONT and then SSkeme. I know it's like a typical rapper name. I had to just change up the letters and shit. So one more time is WESSMONT and then SSkeme, Westmont Scheme. That's my YouTube stuff. Y'all go check out my skits. Let me know how bullshit they are in the comments. I got you. I just leave a comment when watching twice.
The link is already in the chat, so all they have to do is click in it, and they can go ahead and go directly to it from here.
Oh, it's in the chat right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, DD.
Oh, what?
Shout out to DD. She's putting everything in the chat.
Fancy the hell out of here, bro. Y'all gotta teach me how to do shit like that.
Everyone, all your links are in the chat. Shout out to DD. Thank you, DD. Hey, I want to ask you one more thing on the double S name. I already know what what you're doing, what you're representing, but do you get extra do homies or people expect more? You repping that double S, man. Do you get any of that, or is it all good, or what?
For the most part, man, I get a lot of love, man. I ain't gonna lie, man. I be at liquor stores. I didn't got love in Compton. I didn't got love in Linwood, man. I didn't got love in Watts. I got love in Southgate. I got love, all over in the West Side. I got love in downtown, in the HA. So everywhere I go, for the most part, man, knock on wood, and I'm glad that everybody receives it with that kind of love, dog. So I can honestly tell you that I don't really feel like I receive any more hate than probably anybody else would receive, bro. Just on that end of it, coming from just my enemies that I already didn't have shit prior stuff to, allegedly, according to this movie script that I'm writing. Just aside from the typical motherfuckers that's just gonna run their mouth, I don't think it's been an extra. I just feel like it's cool. I get love, bro. People fuck with my shit. I appreciate it. I never thought people would fuck with my shit. I'm like, damn, y'all actually like my stuff, huh?
Dope, homie. You dope, bro. I mean, me personally, I fuck with you. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that greatly. I really do, bro. From the bottom of my cold heart that I got, dog. I really appreciate that, bro.
So I want to thank you so much for coming on. Now I totally understand why G-Lew was so excited for this interview. I did not expect to laugh as much as I did on the damn floor over here. So thank you again for coming. And if you ever want to come back, to promote anything, you're more than welcome to always come back.
I got you, man. I'm telling you, man. I want to shout out my boy Psycho though. Psycho 83, man. Y'all check him out. I'm pretty sure he gonna have y'all laughing too, man. He cool. That's my boy.
Let us know, and hit us up, and we'll probably have him on the show too.
I got you. Hey, you gotta send the Gmail over too, bro, so I can send you them songs, man.
Got you. Hey, DD, put it in the chat. No, I'll send it to you personally. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, don't do that, bro, because then you about to get a bunch of homies send a bunch of requests.
I got you. I'm gonna DM you, homie.
All right, man. I appreciate y'all once again, man. Y'all have a great night. And
double SSkeme.
Now I'm gonna stay at the camera awkwardly because I do not know how to exit this. Oh yeah, now.
Just
Alrighty.
That was such an amazing interview. I didn't expect the interview to go the way it did.
I'm just mad that we had difficulties. I got difficulties. Don't worry about nothing, people. Everything will be worked out. But I'm sorry, whatever shit I got going on over here. You know what I mean? But I didn't want that to take away from, like you said, what we had tonight. I knew we had an incredible interview, incredible guest. Skeme is a good dude, incredible artist. You know what I mean? So I got a lot of respect for the dude, and the shit was nothing more than what I expected. Incredible. So shout out to
raw and authentic.
Yeah, shout out to him. I really enjoyed this. Deandra, you did it again. Once again, shout out to Deandra Chanel. It's her birthday week. Her birthday is coming up. Everyone, make sure you follow her channel and just show her love all week leading up to her birthday. And I'm saying it here early. Happy birthday, Deandra. We love you, appreciate you. It's been such a great time since I've been doing this show with you. Always great energy. You're a great person. You bring love and to a lot of people's lives. I see a lot of things you do and all the people you help and inspire and bring into your world and everything you do. So I'm just sending a happy, happy, happy birthday to you and love to you and thank you for all you do.
Well, let us. I love, but I hate being talked about. So, but I actually just want to talk about our next guest. So next week we have Mr. Rich G from Brownside Label. Rich G is a legendary Chicano rapper from the 90s, so I cannot wait to have him on. If I get his permission, I want to talk about some things next week that are coming his way that are extremely amazing. And he'll also be performing at my birthday party March 30th. So for anybody who wants to purchase tickets for my my party, the link is going to be in my bio on Deandra Chanel Designs, my IG. So hopefully you guys can make it out March 30th from 7 to 12. It's actually changed
Whittier now, right? It's in Whittier.
Montclair. It's now going to be in Whittier.
Whittier. So everyone, I got homies in Whittier. If you're in the area, make sure you pull up and show us some love. You know what I mean? A lot of homies in Whittier. That'll be a beautiful thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, it's gonna be banging for sure. They're gonna have to carry me out the club. So until next week, everybody, where we're gonna have Mr. Rich G. I'm really excited. That should be coming up next Tuesday with Rich G.
There it is, right there. And Deandra's website right there is in the chat. I can't post because you can't get it, but look in the chat, click on that link. It'll take you to our website. Everyone, we have our Instagram in the comments. All the links to Deandra is in the comments. So just click on any of those links and tap in with her. All the links to the homie SSkeme is in the comments as well. If you miss anything, go back and just rewind it, check it out. We had some difficulties. I got difficulties, but don't worry about nothing. Everything is good. We had a great show still. It's all love. Thank you, everyone, for your love and support of changing the game. I don't know what even episode this is. We've done a few so far.
I think it's like 15 or 16 at this point.
15 or 16, and they've been all classics. Just go back and check all the ones you missed. We've had so many great people on here. It's only going to get better. We got A-Line coming up. I mean, we got some other we ain't even going to speak on yet. So just stay tuned. It's only going to get greater later. Changing the game. G-Lew, Deandra Chanel. Oh, well.
All good. Until next week, everybody.
Peace and love, everyone. Have a great rest of your week. Love. We're out.